Alright, here's a 621. That's why I didn't check it before, because I didn't have the correct side. So now that we have the correct side, difference with the 620, there's no pass through here. They're all threaded, okay? And they are metric. Put our bracket back on. So I'm gonna have to. I've only got two. Oh, wow! Good thing I caught that now. Holy crap! 620 brackets. I'm gonna have to drill them out a little more. So since this is the test one, because it's the one that I tack welded stuff together with and everything, let's drill that one out. So this is a 3/8, and that's what I drilled those holes at, was 3/8. This one goes through a 25/64. Next size up. It didn't even drill it out enough to, you know, get rid of my chamfer. Now those two go right in. Sign, I'm not sure if this is the, yeah, that is the same bolt. Now this is the 620 spindle, so I'm going to kind of kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to check the clearances and that stuff, and I'm going to check it with the 620 bearing adapter. Okay, as I said in a previous video, this the boss at the bottom here is taller. All right, you might be able to see that. So it's about 2 millimeters, 80 thou, because that's what I cut these shorter. They're 80 thou shorter than the other ones. So that one's threaded, but it goes all the way through. These two are pockets. They're blind. I'm hitting right here. What the hell? Oh, you know. Well, that answers, that just answered another question that I've been getting asked lately. Are 620 and 521 spindles, kingpins the same? So notice how this shaft, this is just straight. Notice the step right here. This has a bigger bushing. So this does agree with the 620. The pictures I've seen online of the 620 kingpin setups where they have different bushings. I think the reason guys are asking me whether or not 620 stuff will work in the 521 is because it's really hard to find the 521 stuff, which is the same as 520 and 320. The 620 is different. So I'm nearly positive the kingpin itself is exactly the same. The bearing's probably the same. I'd have to take it apart and find out, or order a 620 kit to be sure. But there's a step in here. I don't remember if the kingpin has a step in it. It could just be that this is a bigger, thicker bushing for strength. That kind of sucks. I tested and prepped everything for the 521, so I didn't account for that on the 620. And I made everything a little bit tighter tolerance-wise stuff. So looks like I'm going to have to do a little grinding on that tab there to get that to fit the 620. Good thing I had a 620 spindle to check out and do it here. The other option would be to just grind a little off the spindle itself. You know, you're already in here clearancing this, so it really wouldn't take much to go ahead and clearance that. Alright, I've got it on there and I've clearanced it a bit. I'll have to make some good notes there, because it actually was touching here too, keeping the plate from sitting down. So that will probably be a final clearancing thing. I'll have to decide if I want to do it to all of them or just to ones that are 620s. Probably just the ones that are 620s. But let's finish checking the 20 fit. See, the thing is it wasn't a concern on previous models. It's the fact that I've clocked this for extra clearance and everything and tried to make everything a whole lot tighter. That's where I've now come up with an issue here because of it with the 620. In fact, in order to get the caliper to fit in here, I'm going to have to actually go ahead and cut that off more. Yeah, it's it. Not even close. Just for grins, I'm just going to go ahead and use the cutoff wheel here. A lot of guys will have that. Could use a hacksaw, could use a sawzall, a file. This one wasn't cut off near as much as the other ones to start with, so I'm not exactly sure where or why or how this came from. That could be all the clearance I needed with the other bracket, you know, but now that I've clocked it, it needs more, so. Okay, so you've seen, I might have to time it and see just how many minutes it took to get that far, okay, with the air one, because of the lack of torque. Then it dawned on me, it's like, oh, how about a $14 Harbor Freight one? Let's see how much faster it goes. Should have started with that. I enjoy making car parts, but I love making tools, so I can see a day where I'm done doing cars and brakes and that kind of stuff. I'll just build tools, maybe. Try it again. Oh yeah, that looks like it goes in plenty far enough. Now, I'm going to use a regular hex bolt because that's what I have over here. I only brought one Allen, but one thing I noticed during some of my other fitting there was trying to get the hex bolt in here. There's not enough clearance because that's bigger. You know, so basically I'm probably going to have to go back into the design and unclock it a little bit. Oh man, so that's going to have to get ground a little bit to fit. Man. You know, it probably wouldn't be quite as frustrating because, you know, I should have, with the very first, in the prototyping on that stuff, I haven't paid hardly any attention to the 620 kingpins. You know, I mean, in all the years in dealing with it, stuff like that, I've never paid any attention to them being different. So, a little bit embarrassing. Oh well, shit happens. You know, it's just for all the friggin' hours and hours I've got into getting it correct with this setup. You know, to have that friggin' set me back and hang up kind of thing, that's annoying. Frustrating. I guess we'll grind a little bit of that away. So the bolt will go on in. A little more. This is about worn out. That could be done with a nice coarse file or a carbide rotary file, you know, carbide burr. Considering the load's spread out over a bigger diameter, bigger bushing and everything, I'm really not too concerned with that little bit causing any strength issues. What I probably will end up doing is having to include one of these Allens in the brake kit. Not too many people have, you know, big ass Allens for doing that. So I'll have to source those, see if I can find an Allen that fits okay. Alright, I've got the clearance there. Both of these will be Allens. Okay, now that I actually have that fitting, we can go ahead and put the hub on. Oh, we can go ahead and put the bearing and adapter on. Then we can go ahead and put the hub on. Alright, I suppose I should go find the crown that goes on here that holds that. And check that too. Oh, you can't see any of that anyway. This is the nut that goes on the 620 instead of a castle nut. So then you got to kind of walk it around until you find the right one. And cotter pin goes through just fine. Whew. Oh man, well at least that went right. Okay, it's still clearing the lock washer bottom down, touch down or whatever. Cool, and the brake pad is coming right up to just before the radius, you know, so it's hitting right where it should. I like that. Everything else clears, doesn't touch. Okay, so that's where I did all the clearancing, so you can see there's some clearance there with the bolt. So I didn't need to create quite that big a divot. You know, up at the top it does need to, you know, I didn't have to shave it down. It could have stood proud of the bracket a little bit, basically. And this stuff right there, you know, I could have cut that at more of an angle. And left a little more meat there. Not that it's really going to affect anything or bother anything. Guess I need the flashlight. I'm sure I'm going to get lots of notices from YouTube about how shaky the video is. That works nice there. And what I was talking about with the radius, let's see if we can get a angle on that. Yep, I like that. Okay. Okay. How about that shit? Oh, it's close. I mean, a 16th, maybe less. Oh, that. You know, because when I set it down here, it pushed that up, so. Oh yeah, you know, that is so close. I'm dragging back here on the vise. it clears. Oh, let's see if we can get in there. Hard enough to see with the progressive glasses. For where it's at, the fact that it doesn't touch the tiny amount of grinding it would take on the back of the rim to clear it, I wouldn't have any problem at all doing the grinding off a 1/16 of an inch right on the lip there to do it. So let's see if we can. I'm talking the whole time I'm swinging the camera around, so let's see it right there. So it clears. You know, basically you just have to do just a tiny little bit of grinding right there on that edge. Seems to me that one of the ones on the back of this wheel is ground. Oh, no, there it is, covered by rust. Okay, so let's roll that one up. Yeah, and I mean, I didn't grind much off of there, but looks like there's plenty of clearance. Obviously kind of hard to tell with the camera, and the camera's only two-dimensional, so you can't really get a perspective on just how thick that is, but you know, I didn't grind much off there, hardly even noticeable, and it provides plenty of clearance there. So I think that side's unground, and you can see it still clears.